Okay, so what I've got on my face is I'm taking my Covergirl Stay Fabulous 3-in-1, and this is in the shade Buff Beige, and I've mixed it with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless in the shade 112, which is Natural Ivory. And this, I really like this foundation, but it tends to oxidize on my face. As the day goes on, I get more orangey looking. So I thought today I would mix some of the Maybelline in with it because this is a little bit too light for me. So I mixed them together and put them on my face. And I'm going to take my beauty blender, not my beauty blender, I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and put that on. And then this hot weather, a damp beauty blender really feels good on my face. And it also, this foundation's a little bit thick, so I think a beauty blender works really good with a thicker foundation. And it also shears it out some, and I think makes it look more like your natural skin than makeup. My big skin issues on my face, I think, as I'm getting older, is all the redness. So if I can get the redness covered up, I'll feel pretty good about that. What I've noticed with my skin as I'm getting older is the texture of my skin is not very smooth. Especially on my forehead right in here, I'm getting kind of looks like an orange peel. Those kind of pores, and kind of, it's not smooth and your pores really show. And I really don't like that. So see, even with the foundation, now in the monitor, it looks, I still look very white compared to my neck down in here, but in my mirror, it looks pretty close. I mix my foundation on this little flat thing that I got from Crown Brush when they were on sale several years ago, I guess now, on a Haute Look. I like shopping on Haute Look as far as the discount, but you know, you don't like the weight. So usually I like to apply a little more where I have more redness, and I think with a sponge it keeps it from looking too thick, and then you kind of pressing it into your skin. Now this is my second Real Technique sponge, because my first one on this, I love this flat side. On this, my older one, the first one I got, I don't know if it's I got too rough cleaning it or what, but it's kind of got like chunks took out. So I got another one, and I like to have a backup. Would y'all be interested in seeing a video of my things that I have that I like well enough that I get backups? Sometimes you get a backup for your backup. So usually what I do is if I have something that I like, then I'll always get another one, like my backup. And then when I start on my backup, then I go get another one. Now, I've done that with several things. So if y'all would be interested in seeing a video of that, let me know in the comments. Okay, and what I've been trying to do is use up my older concealers that I really don't like, because In most of my videos, you'll see me using my Maybelline Age Rewind, and I've got backups of that. So what I've been trying to do recently is use these concealers up that I don't like. Now, I do like this one. Before I started using the Maybelline anti-aging eraser, this is the Match Perfection from Rimmel, and I have it in the Fair Light, but I think I had a tube in the Fair. But this is, I really like this before I started using the the Maybelline Age Rewind. And then this one is a Neutrogena one. This is a Revlon Color Stay, and this is the Maybelline Master Conceal. And of all of these, I like the Maybelline the least, and it's the newer than these, so I'm trying to use them up. So today I think I'll use the Revlon Color Stay, and I have it in Fair. And I thought, you know, I like the foundation of this, so I kind of expected the concealer to be better than what it was, but right now I compare everything. Well, I still have the It Cosmetics concealer, but these are the older ones that I have that I want to get used up before I have to trash them. So do y'all have any favorite concealers? I would really like to try is it Too Faced? I know in a lot of videos they've used I've seen a lot of them, they use the NARS, and seems like it was the Too Faced brand that they were, several of them have said that they like as well or better than the NARS, but I'm not sure that's the Too Faced. Probably should have used the pointing side of this. And see, I don't think that gives me that good of a coverage. I don't really have dark circles. There are a lot of discoloration. I do have some kind of brown darkness like on top of my eyelids, and seems like as I get older, that's getting worse, like everything else. Now, what I've been trying here lately is this L'Oreal Hydra Perfect loose powder. I'm really liking this stuff. I was reading something the other day, and they said the only place that you can find it is at Walmart, and that's where I got mine, like this. And I'm finding it's the only powder that I've used under my eyes that don't make me look older and make every little wrinkle show up. All those fine lines, you know, this works very well. It has just a light fragrance that I kind of like. And I got the translucent shade. I think you can get it other shades, a light and I don't know, medium or something, but mine is translucent because I didn't want it. I just wanted it to set my under eyes, not to really give me any color. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I got my Revolution makeup order, and I got this contour palette, And so I've been using this shade right here. That's kind of the gray looking. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. angled blush. It's an angled blush brush. I'm really liking this contour. I'm really liking. I think these are as good as my Wet n Wild. I think they're just as soft. Just as good a quality as my Wet n Wild. Just a little bit on the nose. Let me see if I can make me a jawline. You know, I don't know if this really helps me or not. At one time I thought it did. But anyhow. Then I take this kind of a pinky color here, mix it with the yellow. Kind of brighten this up, try and make my contour a little sharper. But don't know how much difference that makes, but I also like these powders to set my concealer. Kind of put some brightness there, even though I put my other powder. I love this packaging. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to use a blush out of this. I love all three of these blushes. Ooh, that was a brat. But today I'm going to go in with this one in the center brush. I need to wash brushes. This middle one is called Amaretto. I'm sorry if that's blinding y'all. But I've never tried any of the Becca blushes before. But I like all three of these. I've tried them all three. And I really like how pigmented they are and how they go on and how they stay on. So they're really nice. I'm glad I got this palette. Now, I have been really liking this Pearlie's lip balm stuff that came in BoxyCharm, I think. I am going to be using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I plan on doing a review of this. But I can tell you right now, the cover of this feels like, if you have the Naked One palette, that velvety feeling. And I think somebody mentioned the It Cosmetics Pretty Palette, that soft feeling. That's what it feels like. So it's not going to stay clean very long. So another thing, I'm trying to use up my big tube of Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Now, used to, when I started out with watching YouTube and everything, there was a lot that used Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer. So I had that. And I didn't like, if you remember the little bottle with the little, I think it's like a little sponge tip applicator, doe foot applicator. And you never could get everything out of the bottle. And then I had that, and then I had the Too Faced shadow insurance here. And as far as apart from the container, I like this eye primer the best. And two, when it's in a tube like this, you can always cut the tube in two and get all of it out. Because I cut the tube and then use some and then slide the part I cut back over it. And that would be like that old Folgers coffee commercial, good to the last drop. You get your money's worth that way. Okay. Now we do the usual eyebrow. Okay. I just said a big lot of stuff and didn't have the record button going. Okay. So what I was saying is, years ago, before YouTube was even a thought in anybody's mind, I would put on my eyelids, I had oily eyelids, and to use eyeshadows, they would crease and they'd change color and everything as the day went on, and it would just wind up a mess. It wasn't pretty at the end of the day. So what I would do is I would take my concealer and put over my eyelids, and I used Almay's translucent loose powder over top of that, and then I would do my eyeshadows. So that was not a YouTube discovery for me. So what I was saying, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette for my eyeshadows in this video, but the lightest shade is this shade called Tempera, and it's not a matte. It's like a, I don't know, a semi-matte. It's got a little bit of a frosty look, so it's not matte enough that I want to do it all over my eyelids. I will use it for an inner corner or under at the brow bone, maybe. So what I've done is I've took my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I've used this shade called Flower Child, this shade, as an all over, what I consider a foundation eyeshadow, before I put on the colored eyeshadows. Okay, so the palette comes with a double-ended brush with Anastasia in the middle, and this is actually a pretty good brush. So I'm going to dip into this color called Golden Ochre. I think that's what that is. And use that. Now, these stir up a lot of powder, so you'll want to tap your brush. And I think this looks darker in the pan than on my eyelids. And now these blend really good. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with this raw sienna color. I'm not going to do anything big and bold today. So I like the color selection in this, and I'm not a big fan of these reds as far as on my eyes. I think makes me look like I'm high or something. Okay, what I decided to do is take this red ochre color here and do a little bit of it with this same brush that came with the palette. Kind of do a little on this outer edge and kind of deepen that. Now, in my opinion, this is the most usable red for me. because it's like a kind of a rusty red that's it's not got any pink in it like the other shades are purple. So even though I like these red eyeshadows the way they look in the palette, I'm kind of afraid to use them with my blue eyes. And I think people that has the brown or green eyes look better with these red shades. Too, I think they'd make my eyes look more bloodshotty. Then I'm going to go back into this golden ochre. Kind of blend that edge out. That outer edge out a little. Use this. I'm going to use this end of the brush and this shade. It's like a frosty gold shade, light gold, called Primavera. Now this little end of this brush puts the eyeshadow on a lot better than like my E55 and my other eyeshadow brushes. Because I usually don't like the brushes that come with palettes, because they usually just don't work very well for me. Now I'm going to take this flat brush that is a Jessup flat definer, and I'm going to go in this raw sienna shade that we used. And then I'm going to go into that red ochre. And then I'm going to go into this dark brown, which is called Cypress Umber. And darken that up a little bit. And put a little bit in corners of my eyes. Lighten that up just a little bit. I want it lightened up, not really shined up. Then I'm going to take my little nubby Mally Starlight eye pencil and put that in my tight line. Okay, now then to curl the eyelashes. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this Better Than Sex on my eyelashes. Just enough to make them dark enough for false lashes. Supersizer, Covergirl. I have all kinds of mascara, and I don't like any of them, with the exception of my Mally mascara that is waterproof, and it is the waterproof volumizing mascara. And get it ordered off of QVC. That's the best. I wear that when I'm not going to wear false eyelashes, and it holds my curl better than any mascara I've tried. So now, before I put on the false eyelashes, I'm going to go back into this Revolution Makeup contour palette, and I'm going to highlight a little bit with this shade. But now what I've done is I've took a smaller brush, and this is an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and I take it into this whiter shade. And do my Cupid's bow. Ooh, look at that. Does that look like a milk mustache? kind of tone that down. Because we don't want a milk mustache. Unless we're doing a commercial. Okay, now I'll put on my Black Cherry number 523s. And where I have a little gap there, I'm going to use my Starlux eyeliner pen and kind of fill that in a little bit. Okay, for the lips, I'm going to use this e.l.f. lip pencil and the shade Bitter. The problem with the wood pencil is when it needs sharpened. If you ain't careful, you'll get a splinter. Okay, and for the lipstick, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild in the shade Blind Date. Really like this lipstick. And to make it a little glossy, I'm going to use this Jouer lip gloss. And then it's so pretty. It doesn't look like that on my lips. It just looks like a shiny gloss on my lips. So that's my finished look. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.